Amelia Dyer was a baby farmer, which was a real job during the Victorian era in England, in which a woman would adopt unwanted children for a fee. Over the course of 20 years, she is thought to have been responsible for the murder of hundreds of children, most by starving them to death. Her crimes were so appalling that it took just 5 minutes to find her guilty of murder. Dyer was hanged shortly afterward. Amelia Elizabeth Hobley, popularly dubbed the Ogress of Reading, was an English serial killer who murdered infants in her care over a 30-year period during the Victorian era. On March 30, 1896, a parcel weighted down with a brick was fished out of the River Thames in Reading. Inside, swaddled in layers of linen, newspaper and brown paper, was the partially decomposed body of baby Helena Fry. White tape had been wound around her neck, with a knot under the left ear. It was a gruesome discovery, but one which would lead detectives to unravel the crimes of one of the 19th century's most notorious child killers. Born in 1837 to a shoemaker in a small village in Bristol, Dyer had endured a tough childhood in which she was the main carer for her mentally ill mother. As an adult, she became a nurse. But, rather than use her skills to care for people, she embarked on a career doing the exact opposite. Baby farming was a practice common in Victorian England, fueled by desperate single mothers whose perceived immorality meant they were barred from the workhouse. Their options were limited, namely to prostitute oneself, starve, or, instead, quietly get rid of their baby. Baby farmers would offer to take the children off their hands and offer it an alternative future, albeit not necessarily a happy one. It was into this world that Dyer stepped in. Recently widowed and with a daughter to support, she learned of the practice from a colleague. In 1869, she began advertising in local papers. Married couple with no family would adopt healthy child, nice country home. Terms £10. But instead of providing a safe and loving home, she would instead take the child for a fee and murder them, either by starving them, drugging them with an opiate-laced cordial known as Mother's Friend, or by strangulation. At that time, baby farming was widespread, said Dr. Charlotte Bayer, a lecturer at the University of Gloucester. Countless babies and children suffered and died as a result of this practice, and in many cases, fostering meant killing slowly or quickly. The social conditions within Victorian England appear to have enabled Dyer to get away with conducting her grim business for almost 30 years. Dyer traveled from her homes in Bristol and Reading to as far afield as Liverpool and Plymouth, charging between £10 and £80, equivalent to about £1,000 and £8,000 today, for her services. Most babies left in her care were murdered within days, or in some cases within hours, said P.C. Colin Boyes, curator of the Thames Valley Police Museum, which houses an exhibition about her crimes. Dyer's downfall came when the bagged corpse of an infant was discovered in the River Thames, with evidence leading back to her. She was arrested on April 4, 1896. The search for a murderer took him to the town, where neighbors told him she had moved to Kensington Road in Reading. On arrival, the detective found piles of baby clothing and numerous receipts from advertisements in various newspapers from across the country. In the summer of 1896, 57-year-old Amelia Dyer was executed for the murder of a baby girl. It was a sample charge. The bodies of 6 more babies had been found, and further evidence pointed to at least 12 murders. It is believed that Dyer killed many more babies. Some experts have even attributed to her as many 400. If you like my video, please subscribe to my channel.